And a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lamel Family Field on the campus of Brevard College. USA South Conference action as the Tornadoes off to a 3-0 start in conference play, looking to make it 4-0 against a tough LaGrange team that has come into Brevard, North Carolina. Tornadoes 3-1 overall, 3-0 in the USA South Conference, taking on LaGrange, who is 2-3 overall and 2-1 in the USA South Conference. Tornadoes coming off a dominating outing on homecoming last Saturday, a 42-9 victory over Greensboro. And Tornadoes looking to keep that momentum going, a 3-game win streak, all in USA South Conference play. Junior quarterback Ethan Beamish, another 300-plus yard outing versus Greensboro last week, and Zachary Orr, another big day, and in fact, he became the all-time leader here at Brevard College in career receiving yards. The rushing attack on display again. That's going to be a big key today, according to head coach Bill Kyatt. Chancellor Lee Parker, Jaden Deaton, we'll keep an eye on them. Deaton ran for over 100 yards and scored a touchdown, while Chancellor Lee Parker found the end zone as well. The 7th touchdown on the year for Lee Parker in that win over Greensboro. And LaGrange and Brevard will tee things off here. A special 3:30 p.m. start time. It's Hometown Heroes Day here at Brevard College, where we honor the military, first responders, veterans, all the folks here in the region who make such a difference, and especially in this time of Hurricane Helene and the aftermath of the hurricane. Really appreciate all they do. We'll be honoring them throughout the ball game as well. Well, should be a great matchup on the field. A lot of excitement in the grandstands and surrounding this game. A beautiful day weather-wise. Started off a little chilly, but it's warmed up quite nicely. Chamber of Commerce weather here in Brevard, North Carolina. Well, just a little earlier, we had the chance to catch up with head coach Bill Kyatt. So we'll give that a listen and hear what the head coach had to say prior to this LaGrange matchup. Joined now by head coach Bill Kyatt, just moments away from the start of Brevard versus Greensboro. Coach, I know the team is looking forward to today's matchup, trying to keep this momentum in the USA South going.
Certainly, and we had to really evaluate the opponent this week. Great leadership for Greensboro with Coach Tyler Card. He has really built something special up there at Greensboro, and you can tell by their performance on the field with the culture they have and the identity that is now evident when you look at them on film. We're just looking to really control this game and play Brevard College football today.
The Tornadoes missed a weekend, a trip to Maryville, then a trip to Southern Virginia, but finally back home here at Lamel Family Field. It's a homecoming game, a lot of excitement under the lights. Can you talk about that home field advantage that Lamel Family Field always provides?
Certainly, and it's been quite a trek to get here, and we're extremely thankful to be able to get out onto this turf tonight. And it's the lights that add a little extra something. Maybe you're remembering those days back in high school and living your glory days. So
That was head coach Bill Kyatt. Actually, that was the interview from last week and prior to that Greensboro game. So kind of interesting to hear his thoughts as the Greensboro game plan certainly came to fruition. A dominant win over the Pride on homecoming as the Tornadoes just absolutely rolled over Greensboro. So that was 1 week ago, and we'll try to effort today's interview, so stick with us for that. But meanwhile, let us show you the starting lineups for today's matchup. We'll start with the Brevard College offense. Ethan Beamish, the starting quarterback for Brevard College. And if necessary, we'll see Elijah Campbell backing up Beamish. Chancellor Lee Parker at that starting running back position. We'll see a lot of Jaden Deaton as well. Starting wide receivers for the Tornadoes, Zachary Orr and Cooper Hogan. And then across the offensive line for the NATOs, Brody Lindsay, Jordan Lindsay will start in that left guard position, backed up by Bernard Wirtz. Josh Blackstock at center, LaRodrick Rucker at the right guard position, and Eli Ward at right tackle. Ian Castellanos is the starting tight end. We'll see a big dose of Joseph Cuellar as well, and Blake Shepard and that fullback position. So there's your starting offense for Brevard College. And take a look next at the starting defense for BC. That front of the Brevard College defense, so effective. Ernest Smith and Trey Williams inside, Robert Dorsey and Hot Rod Fitton on those end position, those edge rushers. Linebackers, Adam Cheney, Hunter Davis, and Bailey Ramey. And then the secondary, James Woods, Justice Redmond, Carter Rollerson, and Jamari McDaniel. We'll see a bunch of Contrell Holloway in those nickel packages as well. We're also looking forward to seeing some of the futures players who've been called up as of late. Players like Jalen Dawkins and Montrell Bird, Jacoby Dukes. We may see snaps on the defensive side from those three as they have worked their way up from the futures program. And do want to show you next the LaGrange offense. Henry Broadnax, the quarterback. Running backs, Tenacious Taylor and Goldman Butler the sixth. That's right, the sixth, VI, as the suffix following his name. Ashton Bryant at one wide receiver, Jashari Anderson the other. Tight end, Mikal Stillwell. And then the offensive line, including players like Nail and Hall. And looking forward to this matchup between LaGrange and Brevard. Let's take a look at the LaGrange defense. Front three, Jalen Harris, Javon Wells, and Denver Griffiths. Chad Smith, Desmond Jones, and Desmond Fogel, the linebackers. And then the defensive backs, Jaden Sanders and Tavares Simmons at the corners. Deion King, Keon Stoudemire, and Nemo Caesar at those safety positions. So that gives you a preview of what to expect in terms of the personnel on these two teams. Should be a compelling matchup between Brevard College and LaGrange. The Tornadoes have dominated the series 7-1 in the previous 8 all-time meetings. Tornadoes won 5 straight in the series, looking to improve that record and improve a unblemished USA South Conference record to 4-0. So stick with us. LaGrange versus Brevard coming up shortly. Back here at Islamel Family Field, LaGrange versus Brevard, and had the chance to catch up with head coach Bill Kyatt just moments ago prior to this LaGrange matchup. Let's give a listen. Football coach Bill Kyatt of the Brevard College Tornadoes. Leading up to today's matchup, Brevard versus LaGrange. Coach, Tornadoes looking to go to 4-0 in the USA South Conference today. What's going to be the key to making that happen?
Now, if you take a look at LaGrange and their out-of-conference schedule is quite rigorous, so they prepared themselves for the USA South, and it has worked well for them. So they're coming in at 2-1 with a lot of momentum. So for us, it's to shut that momentum down today.
Outstanding. And the running back tandem for the Tornadoes, Chancellor Lee Parker, Jaden Deaton, they've been sensational all year. I know that's a key for today as well.
And we're looking to control the tempo. So we're really not trying to turn this into a track meet. So if we can control the clock, control the tempo, it'll be in good shape for us on offense.
Ethan Beamish and Zachary Orr continuing their success. Ethan Beamish, all sorts of accolades. Zachary Orr breaks the career receiving yards mark last week. Tell us a little bit about those two and just how special they are.
All right, well, Ethan Beamish is a complete quarterback where he can do it all back there, and where he's really strong is identifying defenses and identifying coverage, so he delivers the ball to the right spot as opposed to just finding a favorite receiver and throw to him. When it comes to Zach Orr is has multiple threats when he's out there, meaning he can go deep and track a ball like nobody else in this conference can do, but at the same time you can throw him the underneath stuff where there's a lot of traffic and he can make a catch and break it big.
Outstanding, Coach. Well, beautiful day for football. It's Hometown Heroes Days as well. I know you love playing here at Islamel Family Field on these type of afternoons.
And this will be a spectacular opportunity once again to have the support from our fans that will drive the energy and get us another victory today.
Outstanding. That's head coach Bill Kyatt. We'll have Tornadoes and Panthers coming up shortly. That was head coach Bill Kyatt just moments ago on the Islamel Family Field turf, and helping us break down this matchup between LaGrange and Brevard. One of the goals of the Tornadoes today will be to control the clock, so expecting a big helping of Chancellor Lee Parker and Jaden Deaton, the two dynamic running backs, two different styles of running back, but very effective. And one of the goals for the Nados, keep that LaGrange defense on the field and control the clock. So stick with us. We're counting down to kickoff. Panthers and Brevard at Islamel Family Field. Ceremonial coin toss between the two teams, part of the Hometown Heroes celebration today at Lamel Family Field. Member of the U.S. Army joining Ethan Beamish and Bailey Ramey, the two Brevard College captains. Sergeant First Class Alexis Clark of the U.S. Army. LaGrange wins the toss, defers until the second half. So the Tornadoes will receive and move right to left on your device. So just about ready to get things started. Hey, big thanks to Brevard College's very own Grace Vaught from the Brevard College School of Music for her rendition of the national anthem. Also, big thanks to our color guard for today, the Hometown Heroes game. Really nicely done by the Transylvania County Marine Corps JROTC color guard. But we're ready to get things started here on the campus of Brevard College as LaGrange will kick off and Brevard will receive. So moments away from getting things started here on the campus of Brevard College. Late afternoon start here at Lamel Family Field. And Landon Eaker will get things started for LaGrange. And Reggie Taylor with the return. And so the Tornadoes will get things started here with Ethan Beamish, the starting quarterback. Outstanding season thus far. Beamish, a 64% completion percentage, 1,078 yards on the season, averaging 269 rushing yards per game, passing yards per game rather, 13 touchdowns. And inside handoff to Chancellor Lee Parker, and Lee Parker busts one. Lee Parker all the way to the house. No flags. A one-play drive, a home run ball by Chancellor Lee Parker. A 78-yard touchdown run for Chancellor Lee Parker on the very first play of the game. Oh, my. The 8th touchdown of the season for Chancellor Lee Parker. And the Tornadoes, what an opening statement as Sam Vargas part of that special teams group with the extra point as Hugo Taylor knocks it home. So a 7-0 start for Brevard College. Absolutely electric run from Chancellor Lee Parker. We had talked to head coach Bill Kayada about Chancellor Lee Parker. He's a power running back, but has that breakaway speed. And I'm not kidding. They talk about comparisons here within Brevard College of Derrick Henry when trying to figure out what type of back Chancellor Lee Parker is. And he showed it right there. Samuel Vargas ready to kick off. Myrick and Carter deep. Check that. Nick Akis to kick off. And rush there to the 30. So 1st and 10 for LaGrange. At the 31. So first look at the LaGrange offense. Running play. Rush by Goldman Butler. Brought down by Ernest Smith II. So short gain there, just 1 yard. Tornadoes' run defense has been stout all season. Able to handle the run that time. Quick hitter. And tackled after a gain of about 4 or 5. Ashton Bryant with the catch. Carter Rawlerson brought him down. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Pass there to the flat. It's going to be short of the line to gain. In fact, a short gain altogether, just about 1 yard. And a 3 and out for the Brevard College defense. Ty McLaughlin with the catch there. The fullback for LaGrange. So punting situation. As Cole Harper. Check that. Brandon Matson with the boot. And a flag there on the return. As there was a lot of contact there. It looked like a fair catch was waved for Zachary Orr, which certainly you can't run into the returner. So imagine this might be an early penalty of some substance against LaGrange. Tornadoes lead 7-0. A 15-yard penalty for interfering with the return man. And that's certainly going to help the Tornadoes in terms of field position. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 35. For Ethan Beamish and company, who just needed one play as Chancellor Lee Parker went 78 yards on the opening play from scrimmage. And the Tornadoes ahead 7-0. With their second possession on offense. Jaden Deaton gets the handoff, bounces to the outside. Deaton then makes a defender miss. Good looking run there from Deaton. 7 yards. on the play. Actually, the spot bringing it back a little further, so we'll call it 6. So 2nd and 4. Really nicely done there by Deaton. So we're seeing that running attack. Chancellor Lee Parker and Jaden Deaton. Now under center is Beamish. Handoff again to Deaton. Deaton able to find a hole in the left side of that line and across the sticks for a first down. Nicely done. Tackle by Deion King, the safety for the Panthers. So 3 plays, all running plays, all effective plays, including a big home run ball. And the Tornadoes, as Coach Kyatt spoke about before the game, already controlling things with this rushing attack. Beamish, handoff once again. It's Deaton once again. Gets 2 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 8. A couple of the big defensive linemen for LaGrange, Matthew Moore and Gabriel Winfrey, brought down Deaton. So 3 consecutive carries for Deaton. He remains in the game. Beamish in the shotgun, Deaton to his left. 3 wide receivers split to the right. Now Cooper Hogan in motion. Beamish back to pass. Able to find an open wide receiver. And Adam Douglas with the catch. Close to the marker. Maybe a yard short. And that'll bring up the first 3rd down situation of the day for Brevard College. Adam Douglas, that was his 5th catch on the season. So 3rd and 1. Handoff to Deaton, and LaGrange meets him in the backfield. That's going to be a tackle for loss, and Tornadoes are going to be stopped on 3rd down. LaGrange, looks like a run blitz from LaGrange. Desmond Fogle looked like he was the first Panther there, and so the punting unit will come on for the Nados, 4th and 3. You know, the part of the field where it might have crossed your mind a little bit, maybe to go for it here, but instead going to play the field position game, apparently, as Samuel Vargas with the punt. Vargas did everything in his power to try to pin LaGrange deep there, but the ball bounces into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 coming back for the Panthers. Back here at Islamel Family Field, 2nd possession for LaGrange. It was 3 and out first time around. 1st and 10 from the 20. Rush up the middle. And it'll be a short gain, maybe 2 yards, as Goldman Butler, the 6th, with the 2-yard carry. Robert Dorsey was there, also Bailey Ramey. The 2 leading tacklers for Brevard College getting in on a tackle there. Pass there, and there's the first down of the game as Broadnax found Anderson. So 1st and 10 from the 37. LaGrange running a little bit of tempo here. Tornadoes sending some pressure and forcing the incompletion. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Hot Rod Fenton credited with the quarterback hurry there. Also, Jacoby Dukes, one of those futures call-ups, making things happen. Rush here, big opening and a nice gain by Butler. 13-yard carry and another first down for LaGrange. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 50. No huddle for LaGrange. Little pitch out to the right side, and Tornadoes all over it. Robert Dorsey as Aubrey Carter stopped for the big loss. A 7-yard loss on a rushing play. Oh, my. Rush there, stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It was Butler. So Tornadoes defense tightening up. Trey Williams feeling it. He's heading to the sidelines, pumping up his teammates. And some different personnel checking in here on 3rd down. Obadiah Grimes at that right defensive end position. You have Dorsey at the left side on the edge. 3rd and long. Over the top, deep shot, incomplete, and a flag comes in. So likely be pass interference on the Brevard Tornadoes, and it's going to be an automatic first down for LaGrange. Ball was overthrown. That's the sort of penalty that will drive coaching staffs nuts. All you had to do is let your guy go and make sure you didn't draw the flag. But first down as the Tornadoes had LaGrange pinned back at 3rd and 17, but it'll be 1st and 10 LaGrange. Now from the Tornadoes 43, rush here. Nice strong inside rushing. Will Nail was the pulling left guard there, paving the way. Ramey with the tackle. Butler, once again, the ball carrier. Second and 5. Another deep shot, incomplete. Robert Dorsey may have rushed the quarterback Broadnecks a bit. So Broadnecks with another deep shot. The first time around, a pass interference call. That time an incomplete. Quick hitter there. Incomplete. Another quarterback hurry by that Tornado defense, making Broadnecks' day very uncomfortable. Every time he drops back, he's getting guys like Robert Dorsey and Hot Rod Fenton in his face. And this will be the punt unit. So another sort of decision that the coach, this time on LaGrange's side, Wes Dodson, the second-year head coach, but decides to play field position, just like the Tornadoes decided to on 4th and medium. And the punt from Madsen. And bit of an unorthodox style, but effective. As able to pin the Tornadoes deep and Brevard will start things off from about their own 7. So Ethan Beamish will go back to work. 1st and 10 from the 7. Beamish. Pass there and unable to connect with Zachary Orr, his favorite target, all-time career receiving leader here at Brevard College. 1,591 receiving yards for Zachary Orr as he surpassed another Tornado legend, Bubba Craven, in the record books last week. George Rennie in the slot to the near side. Chancellor Lee Parker in the backfield, and play action. Beamish able to find Lee Parker in the flat, but it's dropped. It's one of those where the receiver almost had too much space to operate. You know, you start to overthink things at that point. And so Beamish, 2 incompletions, neither necessarily his fault. And it'll bring up 3rd and 10. Still at the Brevard 7. Jaden Deaton has checked in. Shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers to the right. Handoff to Deaton, and LaGrange is all over it. As about 9 Panthers jump in on that tackle. And a 3 and out by the Panther defense. We'll bring on the punting unit. Samuel Vargas will be tasked with having to punt out of the Brevard College end zone. Play clock down to 4. Vargas, and it's blocked. It's blocked by the Panthers. A block by the Panthers. And it's a safety for LaGrange. We believe it was number 27, Corey Smith, who was the first one there. So safety, 2 points for the Panthers, plus the Panthers get the ball as Vargas back onto the field. Carter deep. And Vargas will punt it from the Brevard 20. It's Aubrey Clark with the return. And he's brought down at the 45-yard line. So good field position after the safety by LaGrange. So Tornado 7, Panthers 2. After the safety on the blocked punt. And Henry Broadnax will go back to work with LaGrange offense. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Quick pass there, in and out of the hands of Anderson. So 2nd and 10 from the 45. Rush here, and Tornadoes defense there once again. Butler with the rush. Ernest Smith. Also Hot Rod Fitton on the case. That'll bring a 3rd and 10. Broadnax able to find an open wide receiver. It's his tight end, Michael Stillwell. Quick release from Broadnax, and Stillwell brought that in. And that'll be a 1st down. Now into plus territory again for LaGrange at the Brevard 36. 3:33 to play and counting here in the first quarter. 7-2 NATOs. Rush here, and gain of 3, maybe 4. Butler once again. Bailey Ramey with the tackle. I'll bring up 2nd and 7. Rush up the middle. Brought down right at the 30. Butler again. Already the 8th carry of the afternoon for Butler. That'll bring up a 3rd down. LaGrange 1 of 3 on 3rd down thus far. Pass here, screen pass to Butler. Butler able to shake off a defender. And another 1st down for LaGrange. It's their 5th 1st down of this contest. Broadnax getting the play call from the sidelines. Butler in the backfield with them. Another handoff to Butler. Hot Rod Fitton able to make the tackle. Short gain of 1, 2nd and 9. A blitz from the Tornadoes, and they're able to bring down Broadnax. Big time play. Brooks Ashford Jr. and Obadiah Grimes combined for the sack. First sack for either defense. And that'll back up LaGrange into a 3rd and 14 situation. And a timeout is called by the Panthers to talk over this play call. So we'll take it with them. Your score with 35 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Tornadoes 7, Panthers 2. So coming out of the timeout, we'll see what LaGrange drew up on 3rd and 14 from the 29. Broadnax back to pass. Able to find Butler. Butler does it all. Catches out of the backfield. Ton of carries. That's his second catch. He's got 9 carries, so 11 touches already for Butler. And again, decision time, 4th and 5, and LaGrange is going to have an opportunity to think this over heading into the second quarter. Your score after one quarter here at Islamel Family Field, Brevard 7, LaGrange 2. Back here at Islamel Family Field. Start of quarter number 2, and LaGrange decides to kick a field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 5, and they're able to convert to make the score 7-5. A 35-yard field goal makes it a 7-5 ball game. Reggie Taylor deep for the Tornadoes. Also Jeremiah Lane, an absolute burner. In fact, both those players amongst the fastest Tornadoes, regardless of sport. It'll be Taylor from the 5-yard line. And Taylor's cut down by the LaGrange kick return coverage team. A.J. Johnson with the tackle, freshman out of Winder, Georgia. LaGrange out of LaGrange, Georgia. Vast majority of their roster out of the Peach State. As there's an injured player on the field. 14:49 to play here in the second quarter. Tornado 7, Panthers 5. Second period, Tornadoes offense takes over once again. Chancellor Lee Parker in the backfield. Pitch to Lee Parker. And LaGrange's defense again with a big loss on a running play by the Tornadoes. Backed up all the way to the 10-yard line. Loss of 6, so 2nd and 16 from the 10. Cooper Hogan in motion. Beamish back to pass. Finds Orr along the near sideline. Able to get back around the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. Tornadoes yet to convert a 3rd down today. 0 for 2 in that category. 3rd and 10 from the 16. Beamish drops back. And the ball comes loose. And a scoop and score by LaGrange. There's a flag on the play on the far sideline, so we'll see what that's all about. It also was questionable whether perhaps Beamish was even down on that play when that ball came out. There was a touchdown called on the field. Legal procedure against the Tornadoes was the flag. It was declined, and so the touchdown counts. So add 6 points to the Panthers' ledger, who now have taken an 11-7 lead. So LaGrange with a safety, a field goal, and then a defensive touchdown. Now going for 2 here with the 11-7 lead with a very interesting formation. And they're able to convert. Ty McLaughlin with the catch on the 2-point conversion. And the Panthers extend their lead even further, 13-7, a 6-point lead here with 13:19 to play in the second. So all sorts of momentum on the Panthers side at the moment. 13 unanswered points. Scores coming from their special teams on a blocked punt and then also a defensive fumble recovery for a touchdown. Jeremiah Lane on the move. Some quick steps there, some flashy moves from Jeremiah Lane, one of the more exciting newcomers on the Tornado roster. See Lane in that futures program, and the return man from Louisville, Georgia. So flags before the snap as contacts made at the line of scrimmage. Ian Castellanos was just shoved to the ground by a defensive lineman, and that's going to be offsides on LaGrange. So a free 5 yards for the NATOs, and it'll be 1st and 5 from the 31. Tornadoes had the 78-yard touchdown run by Chancellor Lee Parker to start this game. Haven't had too much offensive success since. Another flag. Replay the down. So it'll be 1st and 5 once again. Tornadoes offensive line, Brody Lindsay, Jordan Lindsay, Josh Blackstock, the center, LaRoderick Rucker, and Eli Ward. And now another whistle. And a timeout by LaGrange. 13:04 to play. Panthers 13, Tornadoes 7.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they're seen right away by the region's top specialists. The Party Sports Medicine team is at every game, match, race, practice, and workout, providing medical attention and guidance. For us, winning is all about playing healthy and smart so you can perform at your best.
So 1st and 5. We've tried this several times. Now hopefully we'll get this off. Rush here, Jaden Deaton. Deaton able to turn the corner. Deaton on the move. A couple more flags fly. Deaton all the way to midfield. So if this stands, a 19-yard rush for Jaden Deaton. Deaton, exciting newcomer as well. Product of that transfer portal out of Tennessee Martin. Holding penalty called on Reggie Taylor, wide receiver. So a good-looking Jaden Deaton rush is coming back. And it remains 1st down. First and 8 Beamish. And a swat there. Number 37, Ched Smith, freshman linebacker from Macon, Georgia. Jones County High School. That'll bring up 2nd and 8. Game altogether just seems sort of out of rhythm at the moment. See if Tornadoes can get something going here on 2nd and 8. Rush here for Deaton. And a short gain there is going to bring up a 3rd down opportunity for Brevard. So 3rd and 6. Beamish back to pass. Finds Orr. And the LaGrange defense there, but there's going to be a penalty on those defenders. Maybe a face mask. And Tornadoes are going to benefit from that mistake by the Panthers. And indeed, personal foul, face mask. And that'll be an automatic 1st down for the Tornadoes. So Tornadoes able to capitalize on the LaGrange penalty. 3rd penalty of the game on the Panthers. A gorgeous Saturday afternoon here in October in the mountains of western North Carolina. Currently 68 degrees. Chamber of Commerce weather here in Brevard, North Carolina. So 1st and 10. From the 45. And a fresh set of downs for Ethan Beamish and the Tornadoes. Jaden Deaton to Beamish's left. 3 wide receivers split to the right. Beamish. Pass to Cooper Hogan. Hogan turns upfield, and that'll be a Tornado 1st down. Gain of 14 on the play. So Cooper Hogan with his first catch of the day. Beamish now under center with Deaton about 6 yards behind him. Pitch to Deaton. Deaton finds a big hole on the right side of that line. Eli Ward, that right tackle, leading the way. Eli Ward, sophomore from Homer, Georgia, Banks County High School. Gain of 5 for Deaton, who steps off to the sideline, native of Mississippi. DJ Henderson has checked in. And the pass may have been intended from Henderson. It was tipped up into the air and then intercepted by an interior lineman of LaGrange. 75, Javon Wells. And absolute mayhem along the LaGrange sideline. Wells listed at 6 foot, 350 pounds, comes up with the interception. That's one he'll be telling his grandkids. So 2 turnovers by the Tornado offense here in this first half, and LaGrange with an opportunity to build on a 13-7 lead, just as Brevard looked like they were getting things going a bit offensively. Pass here to the flat. Catch is made inbounds. Clock continues to run. Gain of 8. Pass complete to Bryant from Broadnax. Ashton Bryant Jr. from Athens, Georgia. Dorsey and Hot Rod Fenton switch sides. So Dorsey now rushing from the left edge. Hot Rod Fenton from the right. Pass. Caught by the tight end, Stillwell. And that'll be a first down for LaGrange. 6 first downs compared to 4 for the Tornadoes. Broadnax now 9 of 13, despite some heavy pressure from the likes of Hot Rod Fenton and Dorsey and Obadiah Grimes and Ernest Smith, Trey Williams. He's been effective. First and 10 from the 41. Play action. Pass there once again to that tight end, Stillwell. And Stillwell is able to turn upfield and get just past the sticks. Another first down for LaGrange. Under 9 minutes to play here in this first half. First and 10 for Henry Broadnax. Broadnax back to pass. And picked off by the Tornadoes. Tornadoes. James Woods with the interception. And he brings it back all the way to the 30-yard line. So big interception for Brevard College, just what the doctor ordered. James Woods. So Tornadoes able to answer back with a takeaway of their own on the Woods interception. And Tornadoes offense will head back to the field. That's Woods' 3rd interception on the season. So first and 10, Chancellor Lee Parker in the backfield. Beamish back to pass, finds Orr, and quick hitter there, brought down by Jaden Sanders. Apologies, that was Caesar on the tackle, not Sanders. Beamish finds Orr. And that'll be a first down. Back-to-back passes to Zachary Orr.
That's a Brevard College first down.
Jaden Deaton remains on the sideline. It'll be Chancellor Lee Parker again at the running back position. Seth Marshall in motion. Pass here. Flags fly, and Beamish throws it out of bounds along the Brevard sidelines. So it's a holding penalty against Brevard, so it's going to back up Tornadoes 10 yards. And Ethan Beamish will have to go to work with the 1st and 20 situation. Zachary Orr, Beamish's favorite target, split to the near sideline. Beamish almost picked off, as that was intended for Seth Marshall. Dangerously close to a 3rd turnover by the Tornado offense. As now it's 2nd and 20 from the 33. Tornadoes offense has struggled since that opening one-play drive, 78 yards on a rushing touchdown from Chancellor Lee Parker. And able to make the play in space, Adam Douglas. Big time completion there. But there's a flag down all the way back in the Brevard College backfield. So we'll see what the penalty's about. Would have been a big gainer, but it's coming back. Another holding penalty on Brevard College, and that's going to bring back what was a seemingly career-long reception for Adam Douglas, but it's coming back. And it's 2nd and 30 from the 23. Beamish. Inside handoff there to DJ Henderson. And he's brought down. Jones with the tackle. So 3rd and long once again. We'll call it 3rd and 21. DJ Henderson remains in the backfield. Handoff to Henderson. And LaGrange again. Gang tackling Henderson. And the punt unit will come on for Brevard College. Sort of an agonizing drive there. Very choppy, a lot of penalties, and ultimately LaGrange forcing the punt here. The punt from Vargas takes a LaGrange bounce. And they'll be down at the LaGrange 48. 4:51 to play. Panthers 13, Tornadoes 7. Back here at Islamel Family Field, 4:51. And a new quarterback. Have a wildcat formation for LaGrange. Maybe trying to catch the Tornado defense off guard. Number 11, DJ Ward. So injured player, looks like it might be Ward. So we'll take a quick break. 4:33 to play here, second quarter. Back here at Islamel Family Field. So it'll be 2nd and 10. And back to Broadnax at the quarterback position after the Wildcat look. And turning upfield, Brooks Ashford eventually knocked him out of bounds. Butler with another carry. Butler's been busy. 10 carries. Also a pair of catches. Bring up a 3rd and 5 situation. LaGrange 2 of 5 on these 3rd down plays and make it 2 of 6 after the Tornadoes able to contain Butler there. Adam Cheney with the tackle. Cheney, the graduate student, spent his undergrad career at both Campbellsville and Cumberland's. So bring up a 4th and 3, and the punting unit and Brandon Matson. And Matson in and out of the hands. Zachary Orr, the returner. And it got in and out of his hands. A fumble recovery on the punt return for LaGrange. LaGrange now 3 takeaways to 1 for Brevard. And they'll start this drive in the red zone after the fumble on the punt return. 2:56 to play here in the second quarter. Broadnax hands it off to who else but Butler. Short gain. I'll bring up 2nd and 8. From the 13. Broadnax in the shotgun position behind his center, Tim Hall. Butler starts to his right, then cuts inside. Gain of 3 to the 10. That'll bring up 3rd and 5 as we approach the 2-minute timeout. And Indeed, the 2-minute timeout here in the first half. Your score, Panthers 13, Tornadoes 7. So 3rd and 5 from the 10-yard line. Coming out of the 2-minute timeout. Pass from Brodnick's incomplete. So good job by the Tornado defense being called into action after the turnover on special teams.
Concession stand will close at the start of the third quarter.
And that'll bring on the field goal unit.
Pass complete brings up 4th down for LaGrange.
So a 27-yard field goal. Eaker. And it's at least partially blocked, and in fact blocked by the Tornadoes. Tornadoes special teams. Big answer there. Jamon Fanning with the block kick. That's a big-time play by the Tornadoes. Jamon Fanning coming up big. Yeah, the Tornadoes will take over at the 20. 1st and 10. $1:53 to play in this first half. Ethan Beamish with Jaden Deaton on his left. Beamish back to pass. Able to find Cooper Hogan in some space. Hogan turns upfield. This is a big gainer for Brevard College all the way to the 35-yard line. A 45-yard pass and catch. Beamish to Cooper Hogan. And Hogan looks shaken up on the play. Nice round of applause for Cooper Hogan, who came up with that big 45-yard reception. The Tornadoes would love to get some points on the board before the end of this second quarter.
College, 1st down.
After the Fanning blocked field goal. 1st and 10 from the 35. Beamish back to pass, under pressure, able to get it off. Pass there to Zachary Orr. gain of about 3 yards. So second down, Beamish back to pass. And able to find Reggie Taylor along the sideline. Tornadoes bench thought there might have been a late hit there. So clock stops at 1:09 here in the first half, but brings up a third down situation for Ethan Beamish and the Tornado offense. Reggie Taylor came up with that last catch. One of 3 wide receivers to Beamish's left. Here's Zachary Orr in motion. Beamish out of the pocket, able to find an open wide receiver. It's 81, Jack Spots. Jack Spots on the spot. And just like that, Tornadoes are really in business here late in this second quarter.
That's another Brevard College first down.
Really nicely done by Beamish to able to buy himself some time there, rolling out to his right, and then found Jack Spots, junior from Bynum, North Carolina. And a timeout for Brevard. Brevard's first of 3 timeouts. Really nicely done there, as Ethan Beamish found Jack Spots. Well, the Tornadoes looking to improve to 4-0 in the USA South Conference. After this weekend, they'll head to Alabama to take on Huntington on October the 26th, 1 week from today. That's a 2 o'clock Eastern start, 1 p.m. Central Time, local time in Alabama. Meanwhile, next home game is the final regular season home game of the season for the Tornadoes. November 2nd, Senior Day versus Methodist, a noon start here at Islamel Family Field, and the season will conclude at NC Wesleyan, at Kentucky Christian, with a bit of an asterisk on that Kentucky Christian game. I'll tell you more about that later. Pass here, and for the 4th time in this first half, a Tornadoes turnover as an interception. And just like that, after the Tornadoes had all sorts of momentum, we're running a 2-minute offense effectively, stopped by another LaGrange takeaway. A 4-1 difference in the turnover differential category. And 4 turnovers all in this first half. Somehow the score is only 13-7 because you turn over the ball 4 times. You expect to be in a bigger hole than this. Meanwhile, LaGrange rushed right up the middle.
Number 9, Goldman Butler on the carry.
No gain for Butler. And I'd imagine LaGrange is more than content to take this lead.
Number 6, Hot Rod Fitton, and number 12, Brooks Ashford Jr.
Into the halftime locker room. LaGrange will have the ball to start the second half. As clock continues to run here, down to 20 seconds in the first half. Rush here right up the middle.
Number 9, Goldman Butler on the carry.
Gain of 3, maybe 4 from Butler, and that'll be the last play of the first half. Well, the Tornadoes started off with some real fireworks. A Chancellor Lee Parker 78-yard touchdown run but it's been all LaGrange ever since. A safety, a field goal, and a touchdown on a scoop and score. 4 turnovers by the Tornadoes, 1 turnover for LaGrange has been the big difference here in this first half. And we'll see if Brevard can regroup here at halftime as Tornadoes and Panthers battling here in USA South Conference action. Speaking of the USA South Conference, some scores from around the league. Belhaven defeated Greensboro 30-20. In Maryville at home, a 44-16 win over Huntington. So your score at the half, Panthers 13, Tornadoes 7. Back here at Lamel Family Field on the campus of Brevard College. 13-7 LaGrange on top of Brevard. Appreciate you spending your Saturday afternoon with us. We know you have a lot of different viewing options, so do want to catch you up from around the world of college football. Currently in Knoxville, Tennessee, Alabama 7, Tennessee 0, 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. Also currently underway at halftime, Notre Dame leads Georgia Tech in Atlanta 14-7. Illinois with a 13-0 lead over Michigan late in the second quarter. Navy trying to remain unbeaten with a 38-10 lead over Charlotte late in the second quarter. In Berkeley, California, and that's right, this is an ACC matchup, Cal 10, NC State 10 late in the second quarter. At the half, Kansas 28, Houston 14. And also in the second quarter, Washington State 21, Hawaii 3. Earlier today, Miami remained undefeated. They're now 7-0, a 52-45 win at Louisville. Clemson improved to 6-1. They're 48-31 victors over Virginia. Indiana 56, Nebraska 7. That's another undefeated team. Indiana now 7-0. Missouri wins at home over Auburn 21-17. Auburn losing to Missouri. Army defeating East Carolina 45-28. Army still undefeated at 7-0. Wisconsin 23, Northwestern 3. That's a final. Also, UCLA defeats Rutgers 35-32. Wake Forest with the win at UConn 23-20. Cincinnati 24, Arizona State 14. Louisiana 34, Coastal Carolina 24. And South Carolina 35, Oklahoma 9. That's a final in an SEC matchup. Plenty of big games tonight as well. Georgia, Texas on the marquee. That's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time from Austin, Texas. UCF, Iowa State, Kansas State, West Virginia, Kentucky, Florida. And then late night, UNLV, Oregon State, and TCU, Utah. So another Saturday of college football. And another Saturday of USA South Conference action as well. As Belhaven defeated Greensboro 30-20, and Maryville defeated Huntington 44-16. The other game happening now is Southern Virginia and Methodist over in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And your score there, Methodist 17, Southern Virginia 7. And here at Lamel Family Field, a 13-7 lead for LaGrange. One of these games that you feel like you might be fortunate to go into the halftime locker room with the score just 13-7 when you give up the football 4 times, 4 turnovers by the Tornadoes, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, also a blocked punt that resulted in a safety. And the Tornadoes were held scoreless after the very first play of the game. In all that, yet you're only trailing by 6 points. So a lot to still feel optimistic about that, hey, you make all those mistakes, you're still very much in this. You clean up some things, and the Tornadoes very much can still come away with the W and remain undefeated in USA South Conference play. A lot of the stats fairly equal if you take away the turnovers. Each team with 7 first downs. Tornadoes outrushing LaGrange 101-33. And also with the edge in passing yards, 108-79. So total yards in favor of Brevard, 209-112. So lopsided total yards situation. But again, those turnovers, an absolute killer. Tornadoes did struggle on third down, 1 of 5. LaGrange, 2 of 7. Ethan Beamish, 9 of 15 for 108 yards. Had that long pass of 45 yards to Cooper Hogan. And the 2 interceptions, no touchdowns in that first half. Chancellor Lee Parker had a touchdown rush of 78 yards. His only other carry, a loss of 6. So talking about tale of two cities on your 2 carries. Jaden Deaton, 8 carries for 24 yards. DJ Henderson had a pair of carries for 7 yards. Zachary Orr, 4 catches for 23 yards. Cooper Hogan, 2 catches for 58 yards, including that long play of 45. Jack Spots had a reception for 18 yards, and Adam Douglas had a catch for 7 yards. There was also a big play that was made by Adam Douglas, but that was brought back due to penalty, and we haven't even mentioned that in terms of the mistakes, the turnovers, the block punt, but also some costly penalties at sort of the worst possible times for that Tornado offense. LaGrange, their quarterback, Henry Brodniks, 9 of 15, no touchdown, 79 yards, and an interception. And we saw a ton of Goldman Butler the 6th. 15 carries, 46 yards, and he also had a pair of catches for 16 yards. DJ Ward with a carry as well in that Wildcat formation. And Michael Stillwell, the tight end for LaGrange, 3 catches for 35 yards. Each team was sacked once, but again, the big stat in this one, 4 turnovers by Brevard College, 1 for the LaGrange Panthers. LaGrange will get the ball to start the second half. And we'll see what this second half has in store for us here. Brevard took that 7-0 lead on the Chancellor Lee Parker 78-yard rush to start the ball game. LaGrange with a safety on a blocked punt to make it 7-2. A field goal by Eaker made it 7-5. And then a fumble return by Caesar that went 14 yards. And a 2-point conversion for the Panthers. And it all adds up to a 13-7 lead for LaGrange. So here we go. Ready to kick things off here in the second half. Samuel Vargas will handle the kickoff. Vargas, toe meets leather, and from the 5-yard line. And taken down after a decent return by Carter, but brought down right around the 26-yard line. Richardson with the tackle. So Tornado's defense will go back to work. First and 10 for LaGrange. First play of the second half. Pass here. And turning upfield is Anderson. First catch. Check that. The second catch of the day for Anderson. Gain of 6. So second and a long 3. Over the top, looking for Stillwell. Great coverage by Dylan James, affectionately known around the BC campus as Champ. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for LaGrange. Rush up the middle, and nice job by that Tornado defense. Hunter Davis leading the charge, the junior linebacker from Shelby, North Carolina, Burns High School. Hunter Davis getting it done, and that's a nice job by the Tornadoes defense. 3 and out to start this second half. 3 and out to start the first half as well. Meanwhile, punt here for Matson. Nice punt, 43 yards. Fair catch by Zachary Orr. And Tornado offense will take over there. So good start for the Brevard College Tornadoes. A 3 and out to force the punt. And the Tornadoes offense will get things started at their own 23. Ethan Beamish. That offensive line led by Josh Blackstock at that center position. Rush here, Chancellor Lee Parker. And Lee Parker brought down just inside the 30. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. KJ Howard with the tackle. So 2nd and 3 from the 30. A huge pile and no gain for Lee Parker on that rush. Some big pieces of humanity in that pile. Wells, who had an interception earlier in the middle of all that. So that'll bring up 3rd down for the NATO's offense. 3rd and 3. Be interesting to see what the play call is here. In the backfield is Zachary Orr. So interesting formation here for the Tornadoes. Beamish looking downfield, flushed out of the pocket to his right, looks for Orr, and out of the reach of Zachary Orr. It's going to be a 3 and out by the LaGrange defense. So back-to-back 3 and outs to start this second half. Well, I hope you can make your way to Islamel Family Field for the final home game of the regular season versus Methodist, November 2nd. It's senior day. 12 p.m. start here at Islamel Family Field as Samuel Vargas set to punt. A 33-yard punt, a 14-yard return. And LaGrange will start with some nice field position as a late flag comes in, bodies fly. As some extracurricular after the play. And the Tornadoes showing some good restraint there. LaGrange, a bit of a reputation as creating some challenging situations with some of this extracurricular activity. Still waiting from the call from the officials. Unsportsmanlike conduct on LaGrange Elijah Wright. So the official misspoke. Originally said number 1 on Brevard. The crowd went crazy, and he corrected himself, and there was a kind of humorous applause. But hey, LaGrange, that's a costly penalty. They had great field position at the 50-yard line. That's going to back them up to the 35, and they'll have to start things there. Silly mistake by LaGrange. So 1st and 10 from the 35, 12 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Pass into the flat there. Anderson. Kentrell Holloway brings him down. Gain of 2. Second and 8 for Broadnax and LaGrange offense. And pre-snap penalty there. And it's going to be on LaGrange. Someone on that front moved first. So that'll back LaGrange up another 5 yards. 13-7, Panthers on top. And more whistles. And another false start on LaGrange. So LaGrange suddenly self-destructing here. 25 yards on 3 different penalties. I'll back the Panthers up even farther. Broadnax looks upfield, able to make the catch is Anderson. Anderson, shifty, makes his way close to the markers, maybe 3 or 4 yards shy. So that'll bring up 3rd down and much more manageable. 3rd and 4 from the 42. Butler in the backfield to Broadnax's left. Quick hitter to Anderson again. Anderson's had the hot hand as of late, and it's a 1st down for LaGrange. Bailey Ramey there on the tackle. Well, come on out here to Islamel Family Field. Enjoy a Brevard College football game. Enjoy some Kona Ice. Love their partnership with the Brevard College Tornadoes. All sorts of delicious flavors. And the only place in all of Transylvania County, that's right, that you can find a Chick-fil-A sandwich. That's right here at Islamel Family Field at Brevard College football game. Only place. You got to drive across county lines to find one. So 1st and 10 from the 47. Over the top pass here, a deep shot. Well defended by Jamon Fanning. We've called Fanning's name a bunch. He came up with the big special teams play, and he's been outstanding at that cornerback position. Fanning, a graduate student here at Brevard out of Thompson, Georgia, came to Brevard from Hanover. So 2nd and 10 now for the Panthers. Rush there. Gain of 4. What we mentioned at halftime when we were looking at the statistics, the LaGrange offense really hasn't done much. It's really been nullified, contained by the Brevard College defense. And the reason LaGrange has the lead isn't so much their offense, but their special teams and their takeaways on the defensive side. 4 in total. 3rd and 6. And Stillwell seems to be a favorite target of Brodnack's. We've seen that play, it seems like, a few times here as Brodnack's has been able to find Stillwell, the tight end, 6'2", out of Warner Robins Jr., or Georgia rather, the freshman. So fresh set of downs for LaGrange. Rush here by Butler. And Butler's brought down. Gain of 4. "56 yards. Butler, that was his 18th carry. And it's still early in this third period. Whistles. And a timeout for Brevard College. 8:21 to play here in the third period. Panthers 13, Tornadoes 7. So coming out of the timeout by the Tornadoes now with 2 timeouts remaining here in the second half. A 2nd and 6 situation. Pass here in the flat. Stillwell once again. Stillwell now with 5 catches to lead all receivers. Gain of 6. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Fans, let's hear it for your Tornado defense. It's 3rd down.
Rush here. And right around the sticks. Brockington with the carry. Brockington, backup quarterback for the Panthers. That Wildcat formation. We saw it earlier from Ward. Dylan James shaken up on the play, but able to make his way to the sideline. Big shout out to the athletic training staff here at Brevard College. Had athletic trainer Michael Cabry and Nicole Harshbarger, the associate athletic trainer. Keeping the Tornadoes healthy. 7:25 to play here in the third. Rush here right up the middle and right up the gut, all the way inside the 5-yard line. Butler. There was a big hole created by that offensive line of LaGrange, and Butler made the Tornadoes pay. So 1st and goal from the 5, a jumbo package here, and Brockington with the carry. See where the ball is spotted. Was right there at the goal line. There's a flag on the play. And it's a touchdown. It's ruled a touchdown, folks. A 5-yard carry by Brockington. Was able to make his way right over that line. There's a penalty on Brevard on the play, declined. And LaGrange's offense with their first touchdown drive of the game. Two-point conversion. Once again, that unorthodox formation for LaGrange, and it's stopped this time on the two-point conversion. Nicholas Schultes with the stop. So with 6:49 to play, Panthers 19, Tornadoes 7 here in this third quarter. Panthers 19, Tornadoes 7. Here's Reggie Taylor on the kickoff return for the Nados. Taylor running from one end of the field to the other. Crosses the 30-yard line. So the Tornadoes will get things started. 1st and 10 from the 32. 6:42 to play in the third. Nados trailing by 12. Play action. Beamish looking upfield and almost intercepted. Thrown into double coverage there. Keon Stoudemeyer almost had an interception. Zachary Orr, the intended receiver. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Blake Shepard was on the field that last play. You don't see the fullback as often as you once did in college football, but that's the position that Shepard specializes in. Well, we mentioned Kona Ice and Chick-fil-A. Do want to give a big shout out to Brevard College sponsor Jets Pizza for feeding the press box staff. Pass there. Gain of 4. Catch by Adam Douglas. Adam Douglas, the junior wideout out of Greensboro, Southeast Guilford High School. Bring up another 3rd down for Brevard. Brevard has really struggled in this category, 1 of 6 on the afternoon. Could certainly use a conversion here. Beamish. And well played there by the LaGrange defense. The completion to Douglas, but the LaGrange defense all over it. Nemo Caesar with the tackle. And That'll bring up a 4th down situation. Samuel Vargas back onto the field. This is Vargas's 4th punt of the day. He has a long of 46. And an outstanding punt there. Down inside the 5-yard line. 56 yards. Samuel Vargas. So that'll flip the script. 56-yard punt, no return. So 1st and 10 for LaGrange at their own 5. And Henry Brodnick's inside handoff to Butler. Brought down by Obadiah Grimes. Obadiah Grimes, the junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, Archer High School. You know, there's a Georgia presence on this Brevard roster, so you'd imagine a lot of these players likely know each other from high school days and the like. In fact, we mentioned Blake Shepard. He lists his hometown as LaGrange. Pass there, able to find a wide open Stillwell who makes his way all the way to the 43. Big tight end for LaGrange, and he's shaken up on the play. Stillwell now with 6 catches. So 1st and 10 from the 41. Rush inside. Butler once again, he leaps over a Brevard defender. Brought down at the 50, and the LaGrange faithful on the visiting grandstand come to their feet. 2nd and 1 from the 50. Another rush to Butler. And on 2nd and short, looks like Butler may have gotten just enough for the 1st down. And indeed, a 1st down for LaGrange. Butler needed 1. He got 1.5. 1st and 10 from the plus 49 for the Panthers. Butler now 23 carries for 81 yards. Butler once again, and LaGrange going to the rushing attack as starting to burn some clock as well. Bailey Ramey and Ernest Smith on the tackle. 2nd and 6. As LaGrange, we've seen a hurry-up offense from them, but this a different scenario where they're running the clock. And a first down there. Who else? Butler. And another first down for LaGrange. LaGrange has doubled up the Tornadoes in that category, 14-7 in first downs. Seven first downs for LaGrange here in this third quarter. Brevard, 0 first downs in this third quarter. Rush there by Butler. And LaGrange continues to run the ball and run the clock at the same time. Butler now over 100 yards on the day. And worth noting, this drive started way back on the 5-yard line after that big punt by Vargas. 2nd and 6. Rush here by Butler once again. Open field tackle by Brevard's Darius Richardson. Another exciting freshman for the Tornadoes. Out of Winter Haven, Florida, in that Orlando region. So that'll be the final play of the third quarter. We'll head to quarter number 4 with your score, LaGrange 19, Brevard 7. Back here at Islamel Family Field, start of the fourth quarter. LaGrange continues what has been a long drive, but Tornadoes able to get a third down stop there. Rush from Tenacious Taylor. Tenacious Taylor, freshman out of Los Angeles, California. So Taylor with his first carry here at Brevard College. A long field goal attempt here. It'll be from 48 yards for Eaker. And a timeout for LaGrange. The play clock was at 1. So with 14:14 to play in the fourth quarter, your score, Panthers 19, Tornadoes 7. So Eaker from 48 yards. Kick is up. Partially blocked by that interior line of the Nados. So Tornadoes with 2 blocked field goal attempts. And that stops what was a lengthy drive for LaGrange. They milked a lot of clock there. A 9-play drive that lasted over 5 minutes. And Brevard able to take back over. Deaton with the carry. Deaton takes a LaGrange defender head on. Big collision between Desmond Jones and Deaton. Deaton with a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd and 8. From the Brevard 33. Beamish looks upfield, able to find Zachary Orr, and Orr across midfield. Big gainer for Orr. A 23-yard reception and a Tornadoes first down. You can start to feel some energy here at Islamel Family Field. "13 minutes and counting, 4th quarter. Tornadoes trailing by 12 from the 44-yard line. And Deaton able to stay alive. And that's going to be a huge tackle for loss. But then a flag comes in late. So once again, LaGrange may be their own worst enemy. Simmons had the tackle. It's a horse collar tackle. And what was going to be a massive loss, what would have been a 14-yard loss, instead is a 15-yard gain for the Tornadoes. So a net of 29 yards on the play, all because of a lack of discipline by the LaGrange Panther defense. Whistles. And we'll see what this is all about. Whistle from official on the far sideline. Chancellor Lee Parker's checked back in for the Nados. Beamish under center. Blake Shepard in that fullback position. Shepard now in motion. Rush to Lee Parker, and he goes to his right. There's an opening for Chancellor Lee Parker. Chancellor Lee Parker makes a man miss. Down to the 1-yard line. What a run for Chancellor Lee Parker. 28 yards. Oh, my. Chancellor Lee Parker took a step left and then ran right all the way to the 1-yard line.
That'll be a Brevard College first down.
Big time play there by Chancellor Lee Parker. Over 100 yards for Chancellor Lee Parker, now 107. Rush here, stopped by the LaGrange defense. Trying to pound Lee Parker into the middle. There's all 355 pounds of Wells in the way. Wells has an interception to his credit today. A wild day for Wells. 11:35 and counting. Chancellor Lee Parker starts left, cuts to the right, and that's going to be a tackle for loss. So that'll bring up a 3rd and goal situation from even further back. So this may be a passing down suddenly. 3rd and goal from the 3. Tornadoes really got to find the end zone here. Trailing by 12 points. Now under 11 minutes to play here in the 4th. Beamish. Able to find an open wide receiver. Adam Douglas with the touchdown. And the Tornadoes cash in. Beamish to Adam Douglas on the 3-yard touchdown. There's a Tornado player down. For Adam Douglas, his first career. Check that. Douglas has scored touchdowns in his past. That's touchdown number 8. 2 this season, 6 in 2023. Chancellor Lee Parker, the injured Tornado, and he heads to the sideline. And Tornadoes, nice round of applause. Big time drive there for the Nados. Now Hugo Taylor in for the extra point. Kick is up and good. 19-14 your score. So a couple big plays on that drive. Beamish had that 24-yard reception to Orr. There was a play where Jaden Deaton was brought down in what would have been a massive loss, but a horse collar penalty really flipped the script there. 29 yards was the net difference there. And then the big run by Chancellor Lee Parker for 28 yards. Brought the ball all the way down to the 1-yard line. LaGrange stopped Brevard on 1st and 2nd and goal, but then Adam Douglas with the touchdown catch. Extra point good from Taylor. 19-14 your score. And the momentum now on the side of the Nados. Crowd has come alive here at Eyes Lamel Family Field. Vargas with the kickoff. Return here by Myrick. Well, special thanks to all of our hometown heroes. A special day of recognition today. We had representation from the U.S. Army. We had the Transylvania County Marine Corps Junior ROTC Color Guard. And chance for us to honor our military members, veterans, first responders, especially in the wake of Hurricane Helene, all the great work that's going on around the region here in Western North Carolina. Big hat tip to our hometown heroes. Well, great stop there on 1st and 10 by the Tornado defense. Dorsey credited with the tackle of Butler. Under 10 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Rush here. Butler once again brought down short of the 40 by Bailey Ramey. Ramey today with a team-high 9 tackles.
Fans, let's hear it for your Tornado defense. It's third down.
Brooks Ashford also with a big day defensively. He has 8 tackles. Ernest Smith with 7. 3rd and 5. And ball is caught. Somehow getting his hands under that ball to avoid it from bouncing on the turf was Ashton Bryan. That's a big first down for LaGrange College. Ashton Bryant, junior from Athens. Speaking of Athens, Georgia, Texas tonight. Talking about a blockbuster college football matchup in Austin. 8:40 to play here in Brevard, North Carolina. 19-14, Panthers on top. A fresh set of downs for LaGrange. Pass there, incomplete. Dylan James on the coverage for Brevard, intended for Lampkin. An emotional plea by some of the members of the fan base here at Brevard College to pick up the intensity, pick up the noise. Rush here, and the Tornado defense all over it. Obadiah Grimes taking care of business as Butler with another carry. A big dose of Butler today. That was his 29th carry. "29 rushes for 111 yards. Pass there. A spectacular catch on the far sideline by Ashton Bryant. He's had 2 big catches on this drive, and that one, highlight reel type stuff for Bryant on that far sideline. Quiets the Brevard crowd, at least momentarily. Clock ticking, 7:35 here in the fourth quarter. So 1st and 10, fresh set of downs for LaGrange. Henry Brodnicks, quarterback of LaGrange, and that's going to be a penalty on the Panthers. So that'll back up LaGrange. So an unsportsmanlike conduct call on Butler. An odd play. Butler take off his helmet right before the snap. You obviously can't do that. We're not sure what may have been said there as well, but bottom line is a 15-yard penalty. LaGrange continues to shoot themselves in the foot with some costly penalties. This is their 8th penalty for 90 yards. Brevard with 4 penalties on the day. So LaGrange will regroup here at their own 48. Tornadoes defense. Going back to work. Schultes on the inside amongst others. And Butler again. Tackle by Ramey. Ramey continuing to add to his totals. Gain of 4, 2nd and 11. 2nd and 21, rather. 2nd and 21. Broadnax milking the clock. And a near interception by James Woods, who's already had one today. That'll bring up 3rd and long. So big opportunity here for the Tornado defense. Antonio King checks in.
Fans, it's here for your Tornado defense. It's 3rd down.
3rd and long. Flags on the play. Catch there. Shy of the original line of scrimmage. A penalty on the play. Carter Rollerson was there defensively. So Tornadoes would decline the penalty on LaGrange. It was an illegal formation. That's going to be a big-time stop for the Brevard defense. LaGrange, meanwhile, still have their offense on the field, yet it's 4th down. Here comes the punting unit. Brandon Matson. This is his 5th punt of the day. And very nicely done by Matson. Down at around the 5-yard line. And so that is what the Tornadoes offense will have to work with. Panthers 19, Tornadoes 14, 6:05 to play in the 4th. First and 10 for Brevard at their own 7. Rush there, negligible gain for Deaton. Jaden Deaton. Part of just a sensational duo of running backs the Tornadoes have. Chancellor Lee Parker and Jaden Deaton. Injured player. Take a quick timeout. 5:56 to play, 4th quarter. Panthers 19, Tornadoes 14. Back here at Lamel Family Field. 2nd down and 9 for Brevard College. Trail by 5. 5:45 to play here in the 4th. Pass there into traffic, incomplete. Zachary Orr, the intended receiver. Kind of a crossing route. Orr was going one way. Jack Spots the other. Clock stops. 5 minutes and 44 seconds to play here in the 4th quarter. And it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 to be exact. Beamish drops back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to take it himself and brought down at the 10-yard line. A short gain. Desmond Jones with the tackle. Big 3 and out by the LaGrange defense. Desmond Jones out of Thomasville, Georgia. Thomas County Central High School, and came up with a big stop there as Beamish tried to take it himself on the broken play. Pass here. Punt here takes a tornado bounce to the 46-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for LaGrange. And it'll be put on the shoulders of the Brevard College defense here with 4:46 to play here in the 4th quarter. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Rush here by Brockington. Listed as the backup quarterback. We see him in these Wildcat situations. Updated across the USA South Conference late in the 4th quarter, much like this game here. Southern Virginia 21, Methodist 17. 2 minutes to play in the 4th quarter on Methodist's homecoming. Second and 7 from the 47. Brockington, once again, right into the center of the Tornado defense. Hot Rod Fitton taking care of business. And a timeout. On the field. Timeout taken by the Tornadoes. The Tornadoes now down to 1 timeout as they stop the clock here with 4 minutes to play and an opportunity to stop LaGrange on 3rd down and give the Brevard offense a chance. Drumline getting the Brevard College faithful on their feet and moving. 3rd and 7 from the 49. Huge play in this ball game. And a big stop there by the Nados. Robert Dorsey with the stop. And the Tornadoes use their final timeout with 3:55 to play here. So Brevard stopping the clock with its final timeout. With 3:55 to play, here's the punting unit for LaGrange. Matson, who last time pinned Brevard back. Trying to do it again. Fair catch this time for the Tornadoes at the 10. And the Brevard offense with an opportunity here. So from the 11-yard line, Tornadoes will have 3 minutes, 50 seconds to work with. Five wide receiver set, empty backfield for Beamish. Heavy pressure, ball is knocked loose, and a touchdown for LaGrange on the fumble recovery. The 5th turnover of the game for the Tornadoes. 2 of them have led directly to LaGrange touchdowns. And a stunned NATO Nation. Extra point for the Panthers. A strip sack, and then they touchdown on the fumble recovery.
Kick is up and good.
The sack by Desmond Fogel and recovered by Desmond Jones. What a game Jones has had. And the extra point is good. So your score 26-14. So Tornadoes now trail by 12 with 3:45 to play. And Tornadoes will get the ball back here out of timeouts. The turnovers, the difference in this one. Across all levels of football, turn the ball over 5 times. It's tough to win. 2 of the turnovers directly lead to touchdowns. There's also a blocked punt that led to a safety. Zachary Orr with the kickoff return, and it's a effective one. Late flag on the play, and this is coming back. Penalty on the Tornadoes. Blocking the back penalty. Tornadoes, 3 fumbled football, all lost, 2 of which resulting in touchdowns. Also, a pair of interceptions. Now the Nados have to go back to work here. 1st and 10 from the 20. Beamish back to pass. And a sack by the LaGrange defense. Desmond Jones, what a game. Early candidate for USA South Conference Defensive Player of the Week, the way he's going. Scores that touchdown, sack. Jones also with a grand total of 7 tackles. Pass there to George Rennie. George Rennie, the sophomore from Sunbury, North Carolina, Suffolk Christian Academy. Communications major here at Brevard College. Pass there, complete to Douglas. Douglas has had a solid game. That'll be a first down for the NATOs. Clock continues to tick away. 2:30 and counting. NATO's out of timeouts.
That's Brevard College, first down.
Beamish flushed out to the right. Pump fake and then able to find a wide receiver along the near sideline. George Rennie. Crowd wanted a late hit.
Tackled by number 38, Devin Keys.
And that'll bring us to the 2-minute timeout. Your score, Panthers 26, Tornadoes 14. So coming out of the 2-minute timeout, a new rule here in college football. Kind of interesting. The NCAA insists that we call it a 2-minute timeout, not a 2-minute warning like you see in the NFL. So we'll oblige. Panthers 26, Tornadoes 14. And there's an injured player on the Brevard College sideline, thus an extended delay here. Stick around. Final 2 minutes here in the fourth quarter, 26-14 Panthers. George Rennie, the injured Tornado. Nice round of applause by the fans in attendance as he heads to the sidelines. Pass intended for Zachary Orr, incomplete. Next up for Brevard, a trip to Montgomery, Alabama to take on Huntington. 1 week from today. Pass there. And shoved out of bounds, complete to Douglas. Caesar and Simmons there on the tackle for LaGrange. Clock stops at 1:52. First and 10. As pass complete there to the far sideline, Cooper Hogan. It's Hogan's third catch on the day. He had a big 45-yard reception earlier in the contest. So first and 10 for the NATOs. 1:47 to play here in the fourth quarter. Beamish, back to pass, steps up into the pocket, looks upfield, able to find an open wide receiver. Adam Douglas with his 7th catch of the day, leading receiver for Brevard College, Adam Douglas, with those 7 catches. Pass there, complete to Douglas once again. His 8th catch of the day. Adam Douglas had 4 catches entering today. He's brought his total to 12. So first and goal for the Tornadoes. Beamish, back to pass. Checking his options. Some tight coverage there. Intended for Hogan. Jaden Sanders with the pass breakup. Sanders, the sophomore from Springfield, Georgia. 84 seconds left to play here in the fourth period. Out of timeouts, Brevard would require a touchdown here and then an onside kick. They want to somehow come back in this one. Beamish, incomplete. Intended for Alex Bolton. Alex Bolton, sophomore from Irmo, South Carolina. Brings up third and goal. Clock stops at 1:19. Douglas and Orr split out to the left. Now Orr in motion. Beamish flushed out to his left and able to find a receiver in and out of the hands of Reggie Taylor. That'll bring up fourth down. So a tough drop there. Looked like Taylor had it, at least momentarily. DJ Henderson checks in this fourth down situation. Last chance for the NATOs. Fourth and goal. Beamish, back to pass. And a flag comes in. It's going to be pass interference, so the Tornadoes will still have life. Pass intended to Adam Douglas. And this should give the Tornadoes a first and goal situation. Indeed, a pass interference call and first and goal for the NATOs. Some different personnel checking in. Seth Marshall. So 1st and goal from the 2. DJ Henderson in the backfield. Beamish rolls out to his right, able to find an open wide receiver. It's Adam Douglas for the touchdown. 2nd touchdown of the day for Adam Douglas. So Hugo Taylor on for the extra point, and there's still life for the Tornadoes. Now trailing by 6. 1:07 to play. Hold by Akis, kick by Taylor, and it's good. So 26-21 your score, a 5-point game. So here comes the hands team for Brevard College. Zachary Orr, Chancellor Lee Parker, Dylan James, Reggie Taylor, Ian Castellanos, Kentrell Holloway, Jaden Deaton. These are the guys that the Tornadoes are trusting. Hugo Taylor is going to handle the kicking portion of this. Ball has to travel 10 yards. The kick from Taylor takes a bounce and recovered by LaGrange. And that should just about do it, folks. Barring an absolute catastrophe for LaGrange on one of these snaps. 26-21. LaGrange taking the knee. And some cheap shots from the LaGrange offensive line. Certainly not a high level of sportsmanship here as they look to run out the clock, yet still taking shots in that trench. And that'll do it as time expires here at Brevard College. And the LaGrange Panthers celebrate on their way to the visiting locker room here at BC. Well, your final score, Panthers 26, Tornadoes 21. We'll have all the final statistics for you as LaGrange comes up with a big USA South Conference win from their perspective, improving to 2-2 on the conference. Tornadoes dropped to 3-1 in the USA South Conference, 3-2 rather overall. Stick with us. We'll have final stats and catch you up around the world of college football here at Eyes Lamel Family Field. Final score: Panthers 26, Tornadoes 21. Your final score, LaGrange 26, Brevard 21. Kind of an unusual game where Brevard took a 7-0 lead after running the opening play of the game, 78 yards. Chancellor Lee Parker found pay dirt. A safety followed on a blocked punt by LaGrange in that first quarter. It was 7-2 Brevard at the end of one. A Landon Eaker 35-yard field goal made it 7-5. And then the first of 5 turnovers for Brevard College as Ethan Beamish was sacked, fumble recovered by Caesar, and LaGrange able to score a touchdown on the scoop and score. They converted a 2-point conversion to make it 13-7, and that was your score at halftime. LaGrange then scored on a touchdown run by Brockington to make it 19-7. And it was 19-7 heading into the fourth quarter. Beamish then found Adam Douglas to make it 19-13, 19-14 after the Hugo Taylor extra point. But then another sack and fumble recovery for a touchdown, the second of the game for LaGrange. Made it 26-14. Ethan Beamish then found Douglas again late in this game, but seemed like it was too little too late. Tornadoes tried an onside kick, but unsuccessful. 26-21, your final. Brevard College individually on offense, Ethan Beamish, 21 for 34, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 3 times. Leading wide receiver, Adam Douglas, 9 catches for 71 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cooper Hogan, 3 catches for 71 yards. Zachary Orr, Tornadoes' top target, held in check, 5 catches for 47 yards. George Rennie had a pair of catches for 19 yards. Jack Spots, a reception for 18 yards. Reggie Taylor had a catch as well. Chancellor Lee Parker went over the 100-yard mark. 7 carries for 106 yards and a touchdown, including that 78-yarder. Jaden Deaton, 10 carries for 26 yards. And DJ Henderson had 2 carries for 7 yards. Tornadoes defensively led by Bailey Ramey, 10 tackles, including a tackle for loss. Brooks Ashford with 9 tackles. Ernest Smith II with 7 tackles. LaGrange, their quarterback, Brodnick's 19 for 29, no touchdowns and an interception. He was sacked once, 191 passing yards. Stillwell, the tight end, had a big day, 7 catches for 85 yards. Anderson, 5 catches for 44 yards. Bryant, 4 catches for 37 yards. And Butler, what a workhorse he was, 31 carries for 118 yards for LaGrange. LaGrange defense led by Fogel and King with 8 tackles apiece. And LaGrange able to take the win despite statistically a lot of even statistics in favor of the Tornadoes. But, of course, the big one that made the big difference in this one, 5 turnovers by Brevard College, just 1 for LaGrange. Well, the Tornadoes will regroup, head to Montgomery, Alabama this coming Saturday. It's a 1 o'clock local, 1 o'clock Central Time start at Huntington, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And then back here for Senior Day on November the 2nd versus Methodist. That game starts at high noon. Big day across all of Brevard College Tornado athletics. Appreciate you joining us. We had Big soccer game earlier. That win in favor of the visitors, NC Wesleyan. Big shout out to the women's soccer team. A 3-0 win over NC Wesleyan in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. The Tornadoes women's soccer team remains unbeaten through their first 12 matches of the season. Brendan Howe with 2 goals in that one. Also, a big day for the Brevard College cross-country team. Channing Barker leading the way on the women's side. And Ethan Carlin, the top finisher on the men's side at the Upstate Cross Country Invitational in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Well, we'll be back with you for Tornado Talk on Monday night. Hope you can join us there, right here on this YouTube channel, but also on Facebook and Twitter/X. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit that little bell so you receive all the notifications when the Tornadoes go live. We'll have all the home events for you right here on this YouTube channel. Well, big thank you to all that made today a special day, Hometown Heroes Day at Brevard College. One more tip of the hat to our hometown heroes, first responders, members of the military, veterans, all of whom were honored today. We had a great presence from the U.S. Army, and we had the Transylvania County Marine Corps Junior ROTC here as well. Big thanks also to Grace Vaught, our national anthem singer, and our PA announcer, Ray Gill, Brevard College Hall of Famer. Appreciate all that he does giving back to BC. Big thanks also to the group behind the scenes that helped up here in the press box. Sports Information Director Joseph Marvin, Sports Information Assistant Izzy Musser, Drew Pond, Tori Robinson, Brennan Wansley, all helping with the statistics behind the scenes. Logan Southern was camera work, Sharif Pennington on the 1s and 2s, handling the music. And big thanks to a couple of members of our coaching staff, women's basketball coach and BC alum Donald Hudson, and also Director of Track and Field Josh Hall, handling our clocks here. Not an easy job. Clock operators for this college football contest. Well, that'll just about do it for us here at Brevard College. Really glad you're able to spend your afternoon with us. Tough day for the Tornadoes, not the way they drew it up. But congratulations to the Panthers, who take a 26-21 win. Hope you can join us for a future Brevard College Tornado Athletic event, either in person or right here on this YouTube channel. Your final score for the final time, LaGrange 26, Brevard 21. Go Tornadoes!